Now, I know that we in the media made somewhat of an issue of her DUI conviction and the fact that there were people talking about her emptying of beer bottles at the municipal dumpster here in the mornings, which she didn't do.
Yes, I had heard and read that.
How much does that enhance the embarrassment of the situation for Oak Hill?
Well, it's an embarrassment, but the big issue is it states in the personnel manual that you cannot hold that position if you've been arrested.
Well, convicted, yeah.
Yeah.
How are you pleased with the replacement clerk, Con Evans?
So far, so good.
How has she done in the job?
Adequate.
Okay. What about the lawsuits by former police officer Mike Inkin? I believe his lawsuit claims that he suffered from post-traumatic stress syndrome and some other issues. Officer Everhart claiming that his chief didn't do enough to protect his interests, and he's got a federal lawsuit against the city, and I guess there's a couple of others.
Well, because there's two lawsuits, one of them that happened before me, MJ's is ongoing, so I can't comment.
Is it a blessing, kind of, that you have the sheriff's office now? If there's any litigation, it
It's
goes
on,
on his
it's
head and
on
not
him.
yours?
All the maintenance, all the repairs, every expense.
Now, I spoke with Sheriff Johnson at length about policing the first year of the sheriff's office. He couldn't give me one complaint in writing or anything significant involving his deputies. What does that tell you?
That the sheriff's got a good handle on the officers that they're hiring. You know, I mean, like I said before, Oak Hill had good officers.
Could you foresee the police department coming back at some point? Or is it cost prohibitive?
I think it's cost prohibitive. Oak Hill doesn't generate enough tax base to go back to $600,000 or even $1 million. Because as the city grows, the more officers you have to have.
Let's get back to funding for the city. You are a part of the Southeast Volusia Advertising Authority, which has the visitor center in New Smyrna Beach. For people that may not know, the Advertising Authority provides events and pays local media or rather outside media to bring people in for events. And I would think with the river down here and some of your weekend activities, why is Oak Hill not more aggressive about drawing money from that Advertising Authority?
That's an avenue that's going to be addressed at a later date.
Has it been discussed with any?
We have a riverfront committee that will be addressing those issues.
Has the Riverfront Committee identified a key priority for the river?
A marina's been suggested. Adequate parking for the fishing pier has been discussed.
Would CRA monies help you in that regard?
Certainly they would.
Developing something like that? Okay. Both you and your opponent have said you felt Oak Hill has been ignored by county and state officials, especially in the last couple of years. How do you feel about having the multi-candidate debate tonight, including the county officials?
I enjoyed to see him here. Maybe we can work up some friendships and get some support from Volusia County.
Is there anything you'd want to ask the next county chair?
Yeah, to let us annex what we need to annex to lower our tax base.
And wrapping up my part of this, what do you think is your opponent's greatest weakness, and what do you think your opponent's greatest strength is?
Greatest strength. She confesses to be a good hunter. Don't know that personally, so I have to take her word.
But I mean, really.
Her weakness,
Yeah.
she votes for what her friends want.
Now,
Not necessarily what the citizens really need.
She told me last few days that she was very uncomfortable coming, and then today she informed me that she was sick and probably wouldn't be coming. What is your reaction to that? Do you give it a benefit of the doubt?
I hope she feels better.
Thank you. Now I'll turn it over to the audience. If anybody has a question, just stand up and give your full name, and you can ask a question. Anybody? Okay, I guess I'll give you 3 minutes for a closing.
For everybody that's in the room, I hope that we can move Oak Hill into the future and avoid a lot of things that are coming. I mentioned the EPA, and they scare me worse than anybody else. And I hope that we're in a position that the citizens are not confronted with large expenses because of what the dictates are going to be. Now, this may not happen in 5 years, it may not happen in 10 years, but I feel the city has to start now, earnestly, to get prepared for what the federal government is going to do. One of the things that is evident is what the federal government has done to the fishing industry in Oak Hill. They basically have stopped the fishing industry to where, when I was here, first came in 1994, there had to be 50 or 60 men that made a living off of that river. I sit on my porch and I may see 5 boats, and there may be more, but I see 5 boats that leave Barlow's property. And it's really sad. We've got to, the citizens of Oak Hill have to come up with a way that we can put Oak Hill back on the map and start getting jobs for the individuals that live here and their children. Because most of them were commercial fishermen in the past. And we've got to do something. I don't have all the answers. Need help from everybody that's in this city, and work together.
Thank you very much, Mr. Gibson.
Thank you.
Round of applause.